I'm sure you all have a business plan, yeah? Yeah. And behind the business plan, hopefully, you'll have a marketing plan to deliver the business plan. And the marketing plan will include website and internet and direct mail and telemarketing, and it probably will include exhibiting as well. But exhibiting is only one tool in your armory. It's a very sophisticated tool, and it's a very powerful tool when used properly. But it's only one of the tools. And what I say to you is, if your business plan requires you to deliver new business, then how much does it need to deliver? For example, you have to know 3 things in connection with your business plan. Who do you want to speak to? Existing customers, new customers, defected customers. What do you want to say to them? And finally, what do you want to know? And if you can go into an exhibition with those 3 questions answered in number terms, you'll be ahead of the game. So, what do our visitors actually want to buy? Let's flip this for a moment, because in considering the environment, the stand, you've got to make it visitor friendly. You've got to make it high impact, you've got to make it memorable, and you've got to make it discreet. Now, when I say we buy benefits, you will know as customers that we only ever buy benefits. It's no good saying what a thing is. It's no good talking about the widgets and the features of the widget. It's what it's going to do for you. And everybody passing your stand will be asking the question, what's in it for me? And if you can answer that on the front of the stand, how would you like to save money every day of your business career? How would you like us to make your life easier? How would you like to feel better about the way you conduct your business? Those are the key benefits that we offer. Now, I ask you to think for a moment about what is the key benefit that your business offers. What is the key driving element? Is it about saving people money? Is it about saving them time, making their life easier? Is it about making them feel better? And once you can decide which of those drivers is the key driver, you can create your stand accordingly. You can theme it accordingly. You can construct it accordingly. But you need to decide what is the lead benefit of your product or service. That's number 1. Now, how are you then going to deliver these messages with impact and memorability? And my view is that a lot of stands at the moment are very similar. You can see through them. You can see through them. We have all sorts of tricks. I'm not going to roll them all out this afternoon, but here's a very good way of taking less space but making it look high impact. What you've got there is a pop-up with a really well taken graphic and some furniture which actually is cut in half and melds into the photograph. So you can push the walls of your stand out considerably in that way. You can also use mirror. A lot of people take less space and use mirror. It's a most effective way of stopping people. They're seeing the one thing they never expect to see at a show, themselves. Here's another thing that we've noticed recently, inflatables. In no time at all, you can build an enormous inflatable. You just pump it up, actually not by foot, you have an electric pump. And in very little space, you can make a lot of high impact. You can actually go into that, you can hire that. And you can change the logo or the message on the front. And it doesn't half stand out. So there are lots of tricks and techniques that we can show you to add impact and memorability. One thing I do want to home in on is what I call the activity ratio. The activity ratio is really the upfront stuff that I've got to share with you and you need to know. And it's about how on earth are you going to make a show pay? And what I've suggested in this particular model is that we're looking for our business plan for £100,000 worth of added value. Now that can be turnover or gross profit, but let's assume it's gross profit. How are we going to do a show that is going to give us £100,000 worth of added gross profit, because that's what our business plan needs? Now let us suppose in this model that our average customer value in a year is £10,000. Now these are the numbers you've got to do before you even consider going to a show. What it means is you need 10 new customers. Now let's suppose you're going to a show and all you're trying to do is get 10 new customers. I will tell you that you know better than me your conversion rate. But let's suppose you need up to 5 post-show meetings, callbacks, telephone appointments, proposals, before you actually get somebody to sign up an order. That means you've got to turn in 50 post-show callbacks or proposals. Now, my experience over 35 years tells me that if you want 50 callbacks, you're going to have to come away from the show with about 4 times that number of leads, about 200 leads, because 75% of the people who come on your stand may well be, dare I say it, time wasters, or just not interested now, to give them the benefit of the doubt. It gets worse. In order to get 200 lead forms filled in on your stand, you may need to make as many as 500 presentations. Now, these are my statistics over many, many years. And you can't do this on a one-to-one basis. You actually have to pull people in, make a presentation to a number of them, find out who's interested, get rid of them, and then bring the next lot in. So a lot of the theming that we do, you ask me, how do we select the right contractor? You find someone with the imagination to create a theme. We've done Dragon's Den, we've done Master Challenge, we've done Weakest Link, we've done all sorts of things that bring people in. We talk to a number of them at once, we get them involved, we've done this all over the world. We get them to fill out a feedback form that says, yes, I want to see you later. We get rid of them and we start the whole presentation over again. And that's how we deliver the 500 presentations. But to deliver the 500 presentations to the right people, you need to speak to as many as 1,000 passers-by. And that means you've got to have a couple of thousand passers-by to speak to in the first place. So you need professional staff. You need people who can actually, very nicely, very charmingly, go up to somebody and say, what are you looking for at the show today? What part of the industry are you from? Do you know the exhibiting agency? Do you know my company? If not, and you don't have any interest, thank you very much. We don't want to take any more of your time up. If they are interested, bring them into the space, put them down and do the presentation. And it is this process approach to exhibiting that guarantees to deliver the numbers. But you've got to have a well thought out, well scripted process in place. It's not, I think we'll go like we did last year, we'll put some leaflets at the front, we'll put the reps on the stand and, well, let's hope for the best. It can't work. Right, how do we do 500 presentations to the right people? This is just my model for today. Well, it ain't going to work with people like this, is it? My suggestion is that guy is doing more damage to his brand by being there on the stand like that than if they hadn't gone to the show at all. What do you think? Have you seen that? Have you seen that sort of thing? Have you been that? I hope not. But seriously, you cannot exhibit professionally when you look like that. And this was a very expensive show, the event show. You know, 3 meters by 3 meters or 3 meters by 2, very big company. He doesn't want to be there. He doesn't want to be there. You've got to have people who look as though they want to be there, who can convince passers-by that they want to be there, and they want your business, and you want their business. Okay, 80% of your results depend on having the right people professionally scripted, planned, and processed. And I say to you, if you've probably seen this before, if you always do what you've always done, you'll always get what you've always had. You can't just say, well, everybody else has got a wide open stand, everybody else is giving leaflets out, everybody else is using their reps. If it isn't working, don't do it. Do something different. And that's what we do.